The New York Mets have indeed hired David Stearns to be their first ever president of baseball operations. And while the move makes sense, there's one thing in Jeff Passan's article that broke the news that's got me concerned. Let's talk about it. Well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm WattsUK99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Quick reminder, we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. You know I got a lot on my mind, especially with the New York Jets. Come along, join the fun, and of course, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate everybody's support. Let's get right into this David Stearns news. I need some good news right now from a sports perspective, right? I swear, with sports, 95% of the news that you get is bad. So I need some good news right now, and it is certainly good news the Mets have finally, after 2 or 3 years of searching, have fulfilled a position that owner Steve Cohen has been longing to fill, president of baseball operations, and indeed, it is David Stearns. So let's talk about Stearns a little bit. He grew up a Mets fan. He's 38 years old. He actually interned with the Mets early in his career. Mets declined to hire him on a full-time level. Went on to Cleveland. His big break, though, came with the Houston Astros in 2012. Now, the Astros were coming off a number of 100-loss seasons. He was the number 2 man in their front office, and he helped to really start the team around and turn them into the dynasty we know the Astros as are today. But then 2015, he has a chance to become the number 1 man for the Milwaukee Brewers. And Milwaukee was coming off a lot of hard years. 2 playoff appearances in 17 years, only 4 playoff appearances in the last 45. And I got to tell you, living in Chicago for as long as I did, I kind of identify with the Brewers. I like going to Milwaukee in the summertime. I wanted the Brewers to at least be a decent team. Certainly not at the expense of the New York Mets, let's be real here. But being surrounded by Cubs fans, I found myself hoping that the Brewers would be a good team. And David Stearns had a lot to do with that. Okay, by 2017, Milwaukee was second in the NL Central, and in 2018, they began a string of 4 consecutive playoff seasons, including 2 division titles, and they even took the powerhouse LA Dodgers to 7 games in one of the National League Championship Series. So, you know, the Brewers have really turned around with minimal resources, become a very, respectable, consistent team in Major League Baseball. And now Stearns has the opportunity to do it with a budget that is, I don't want to say unlimited, but it's a heck of a lot higher than he had it in the Charm City. There were several other teams that were vying for the services of David Stearns. We heard about Houston wanting to bring him back. His wife is from Houston. A couple other teams as well. But he took a chance to come back to where it all began with the New York Mets, and I am very happy that he is going to take this chance. Now, Billyeppler will remain as general manager, so Epler will be the number 2 underneath Stearns' number 1. Stearns will have final say over all baseball decisions. Again, it's a 5-year contract, which I'm very good with the length of that contract. You do have to wonder about the manager situation. Buck Showalter has another year after this one on his contract. You wonder if he's going to come back. Personally, I am not one of those people who feels that Buck needs to go. But Craigcounsell, who has been a manager as long as I think any other one has in Major League Baseball with Milwaukee, his contract is coming up, so Stearns and Counsell know each other very well. They get along very well. So if Counsell decides he wants to make the move to New York, I think it's going to be Counsell's decision, really. And if Counsell wants to take the opportunity to take his chance out east with the New York Mets, because he's a Midwestern guy, Stearns is absolutely going to give him the job. Outside of that, I don't know who else I would let Buck go for outside of Craigcounsell. So that is my thought as far as that goes. Now, I got one thing in this article by Jeff Passan, who broke the news on ESPN, that's got me concerned. I'm going to quote the last sentence of this article right now. One of Stearns' first orders of business will be assessing the trade market for first baseman Petealonso, who is set to hit free agency following the 2024 season. Here's what I mean. By assessing the trade market, if another team wants to call the Mets and they say, hey, we'll give you such and such for Petealonso, they have every right to hang the phone up immediately. That would be assessing the trade market. I cannot think of a trade package that would be enough to give up Pete Alonso. What his first order of business should be is signing Pete Alonso to a contract extension, and I mean like a 6 or 7 year contract extension. Pete Alonso is your horse. He is your character. He is the foundation of this lineup. He is the personality. He needs to be a part of the future going forward. Now, there were rumors going around that the Mets and Brewers might have been talking about Pete Alonso as a trade option. We don't know how far those talks really got. I think it was a whole lot of talk over nothing. But if I had one question to ask David Stearns, the first question would be, hey, David, are you planning to sign Pete Alonso? You know, what is your priority? Is he a priority for this organization going forward? Because, you know, I could deal with trading a Max Scherzer or a Justin Verlander, those guys, older guys, hired guns for prospects. Makes sense. I was cool with it. You cannot trade a player who is going to give you perennially, if I'm saying that word correctly, 40 home runs and 100 RBIs at the least every single season. So I'm happy that the David Stearns news is done, that he'll start in early October, and he's got 5 years. I'm happy about it. It better not come along with the added mistake that I think it would be of trading away Pete Alonso. Well, those are my thoughts on the David Stearns hire. I want to see your thoughts as well. Put them right down there in the comments. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.